Hello all of you, I hope you all are doing good. As we know that exam is near. Now the anxiety level is high, you are feeling nervous, there's so many things. So here in this video, I will discuss with you first of all how to present your advanced accounting paper in examination. At the same time, I will guide you that here, how to handle the paper if it comes so difficult. It might be happen that here. Yeah, in paper group 1 and group 2. In group 1 also, one paper is going to come very tough. It can be any paper. It can be any paper. One paper is going to come very tough and one paper is average and one will come easy. So it will be any paper. It can be any paper that year it's come difficult. When you see the paper, you will realize that this is the toughest paper that today I see decided that year. But I will tell you what should be the strategy you should be, even though the tough papers come, how to handle the paper, how to present your paper in the examination. I will discuss with you and I will not take much of your time as I know that a single minute is important right now for you. Okay. Now, first, as we know that in examination that your paper is divided into two categories. First is the MCQ based that year and other than the MCQ that year. So when it's come to the MCQs that year, never ever read the complete para first. Never. Because what happens, you will read the para, you will read the MCQs requirement at them, and then again you will read the para. It is time consuming. So what you will do that here, first you will read the requirement what they ask you in the question that okay, and highlight the keyword there, okay. Read, for example, they ask you the question, let's say the AS10, highlight the cost of the PP, how much is the depreciation, how much balance revaluation reserve, whatever they ask. First read the requirement and second highlight the keyword, and then you are going to read the para. So when you will read the para, it will automatically will focus on those areas which they ask you in the question that year. Okay, so it will save your time and it will help you to solve those case scenario based MCQ. Now, when I come to the remaining 70 marks paper that year, always remember first you have to decide from which question you are going to start. It is not necessary that you have to follow same paper, to the question sequence that, not necessary. You have to decide first from which question you are going to start the paper, from easiest to difficult. You have to decide that here, okay? So start with the easiest question that you know that. You know why? Because once you solve that question, your confidence level will increase, okay? And here initially handwriting is also good and your thinking flow is also going to improve. It gives you the confidence. Wow, I've solved the one question, let's have the 10 marks, 15 marks that here. So what is going to happen? One by one, when you solve the question, once you have reached to 40, 50 marks, your confidence will automatically increase that, oh, I've done the 50 marks paper that year. So now start with the easiest. Why I'm telling you that now? Certain students start with the difficult question. Like they ask you on, I am not calling it difficult, but it's a lengthy that year. Like they started the consolidated financial statement question. So what happened when you started with a consolidated financial statement, when you want to solve that question, that may be time consuming because you have to draw the format, there are so many adjustments that year. If you are not able to, for example, tell you the balance sheet, your balance sheet not get tallied, so you might get nervous that here. It is a time consuming, you might get nervous and it will be difficult for you when you will go for the easy question. Even first you solve the difficult, then you go easy, that easy question might look difficult for you because you lose your confidence. So never ever start with a difficult question. Take the easiest one. You are in which question you feel comfortable, start with that question, okay? So here, start with the easiest one that here, okay? Start with the easiest one that here, easiest question. That is going to here increase the confidence and the handwriting also, and thinking process also improve that. First question handwriting is very good that, okay? Now, you have to do the proper allocation of the timing that here. For one, you have to do 1.8 multiplied by marks. Suppose the question is of the 14 marks, okay? So type in calculate 14. Multiply by 1.8, that is going to come 25.2. It means 25 minutes. So you have 25 minutes to solve that question. So every question you just have to multiply the 1.8 with the marks that they've asked in that question. Don't spend more than that, okay? So proper allocation is also important that now. And please don't start with the consolidated financial statement. Don't start with amalgamation. I don't recommend to student that. Because once you started, I'm not saying you're not able to solve that. But you started with those questions, they are difficult as compared to other chapter. So if you're not able to solve it correctly, you might get nervous. You will lose your confidence. So start with the easiest one, do the proper allocation. And then when you will come to the special chapter like the consolidated financial statement that now, they will ask you that here consolidation 14 marks and the amalgamation 14 marks. So we already knew the 28 marks paper comes from the amalgamation and the consolidation. So the first solve out of these 70. First solve the easiest question, might be from the accounting standard, from anything that year. Once you have solved the paper of 30 to 25, 30 marks, then go for the consolidation, then go for the amalgamation that year. You got the point that? And then, and especially draw the format properly, especially I'm talking about a consolidated financial statement. When I say about a consolidated financial statement, to be honest, that is not a difficult chapter at all. What is more important, the way you are presenting the answer, which is more important right now. So you have to draw the proper format. Those who have attended my class, they know that. I tell them there are steps that here, the balance sheet, which notes to account that they have to prepare, then which the working note that the proper sequence of that. Follow those sequence from, I'm going to say these steps is very important that here now. Properly draw, even though 99% I believe that you are going to, you will solve completely the correct answer. But suppose you're not able to, their balance sheet not get tally in the this consolidation chapter question. Don't get worried that here, okay? Even if you draw the format properly, working note, they will not give the 14 marks, but at least they will 10, 11 marks, they will give you that. Okay, so format is also very important, especially when I talk about the consolidated financial statement. Now the second is tag heading are very important. Always start a fresh question with a fresh page, and question number is very important. Okay, properly question number should be given. Properly write it on the question number, and when you solve the question, understand. Especially I'm talking about the accounting standard question. Don't worry for the theory of the accounting standard question. They are not going to ask you theory. Only one theory comes, that also you can skip in option that year. Now, I'm talking the title. For example, they ask you to calculate the cost of the property, plant and equipment. So give the title properly, calculation of cost of property, plant and equipment, then do the calculation there. And if in those questions, so for example, they give 5 items, you know that out of 5, suppose 4 items is a part of the cost of PP and 1 item is not a part of the cost of PP. So you are going to consider, when you calculate the cost of PP, you will consider those 4 items. What about that one item? That one item you have to specifically mention that here, as per the accounting standard, this is not a part of the cost of the PP. I'm just telling you how to present the answers that here. So accounting standard question, they have to ask you the practical questions only that I'm talking in 70 marks. Okay, practical questions. So when they ask you to calculate something that here now, consider whatever the part of that, and if anything which is not a part of that calculation, make a remark, write a note on that. If you ask in the question, if they give you the question, but that is not a part of that particular calculation, write it down as per the accounting standard. So and so, this is not a part of this calculation. Okay, and very important thing that here. Now, CA examination is not just about the, I'm going to say this hard work. At the same time, is the how mentally you are strong that here. When you will go to examination that way, remember that mentally you should be very strong that it is going to happen. One paper is going to become very difficult. It can be any paper that day. But in that paper, don't get panic. Maximum crowd will fail in that paper. You should not be from those crowd. Because in that paper, you should face that situation. You should decide which question is the easiest one. Let's start with that question. Once you solve a paper of 30, 40 marks, that will give you the confidence. And when you will move to the difficult question, you will be able to solve it. Even though you don't solve 100% correct, still you will solve, still you will get the marks on that, on the step mark. You will get that here. Okay. So it should be the strategy. And when in examination, don't get panic. Okay. Don't get nervous that when you see the question difficult, no problem. It is not difficult just for you. The paper will be difficult for whole of the India. It's not just for you. So don't get worried that it's difficult, just not for you. Everyone is going to face that paper. Be confident. Start with the easiest question that here, okay? And once the paper has done, never ever discuss the paper with anyone. Never ever discuss the paper with anyone. Just start focusing on your next paper. Don't discuss with anyone that here, okay? Now, this should be your strategy for the advanced accounting paper. And once again, all the best for your examination. Don't get nervous that here. So make a proper plan when you start a paper. There should be proper strategy from easiest to the difficult. You should know the order, and in that order you will solve the paper. Okay. So once again, all the best for your examination. And I know that soon you are going to clear your CA intermediate examination, and we'll meet at CA final. Take care all of you. Bye bye.